Actually, we have started meditation for 10 minutes. So let's continue waiting. Meditation is waiting at the present moment. And we are waiting for nothing in the future. Just open your awareness to the present, and the feeling of breathing will come to you naturally, as it is the most obvious activity at this time. Just keep the breathing as the background of our meditation. We don't need to focus onto the details of the breathing, but just keep it there at the background. And in the front stage, we are simply relaxing this body and mind. And settle down this body and mind in the background of breathing. If you are skillful enough, then you can relax the whole person, the whole body and mind at the same time. Just leave it as a whole. It is not me. It is just a person. But if you are not so used to such relaxation, then you can do it step by step. We start from relaxing the body, settle down the body, relax the muscles. And let this body breathe itself and keep it relaxed. And when we keep this body relaxed well, the breathing is happening at the background. And after a while, the body will remember the state of relaxation. And will settle down in relaxation. And we just be aware that such relaxation is happening at this moment. And keep it happening. And if you find this body is quite relaxed, then you can move on to the next step. Relax the brain. the tension in the brain is more subtle than the tension in body. Our thoughts are actually the tension of the brain. And once we think, then the brain is tensed immediately. I feel this and keep the brain relaxed and keep the brain relaxing. And it is relaxing every moment. Be aware and be patient. And you have nothing to do. You just be. Our meditation is actually training the mind to simply be, to do nothing. And we are not so used to such state because our mind is always keep on doing something all the time. And stop doing and just be there. When the mind is not doing, then the brain will relax itself. But we need to wait for a while before the brain can build up the new condition of relaxation. Because the physical change is more stubborn than the mental change. The activities in our brain is also physical. The thinking activity is so crazy in your brain that you need to pay more attention and patience to it. Keep it deeply relaxed. Keep it non-doing. Just let the breathing be in the background. And we have nothing to do about it. Just know it is there. And then you can add one more element into this process of waiting. That is to be content, be satisfied in every moment of waiting. And such waiting is not a torture, but it's a kind of enjoyment for us. And just change your perspective, then it becomes something enjoyable. Now we don't enjoy the breathing because we are looking for something more interesting in the future. But if we simply give up such a hope for future interesting activities, then the present becomes more interesting. There's no future at this moment. And enjoy your being at this moment. And once you have a craving to the past or the future, then you cannot enjoy the present. And the craving makes you suffer. And relax the craving. Relax the expectation for the future. You only exist at this moment. And this is the only moment of your life. So how you spend your only moment of life is your own choice. And you can spend it in dissatisfaction or satisfaction. When you believe that your happiness is not happening at this moment, but in the future, then you will not be happy at this moment. But once you give up the future, then you find the present moment becomes perfect in itself. When you are satisfied with the present moment, and you find your emotional center become gentle and soft. Because the warmth are actually the tension of mind. Relax the warmth, and then the peacefulness and happiness is actually the fundamental texture of the mind. When there are no warmth, our emotional center will become naturally peaceful and harmonious. Just simply relax the warmth, and it will happen itself. We don't need to create the pleasure or happiness in the mind, but just relax the warmth. Can you mute the other people? Let your heart chakra relaxed in the background of breathing. And be content to the present moment. Only when we give up the past and the future, and then the present moment becomes perfect. allow the heart chakra to take a rest in the peace of breathing. Our emotional tensions makes the heart chakra stiff and hard. Relax it, and you become soft. And let it regain the life. And when the heart chakra feels happy, and you can be happy with its happiness. Remember, it is not you or belong to you. Now you can stay in such peaceful rest if you like, or if you need. For those people who are emotionally exhausted, the heart chakra needs to have more happiness to recharge itself. And happiness comes from the satisfaction to the present being. And we are only satisfied at the present moment. Only when we think that the present is good enough, then we'll be happy. If we think that the present is not good enough, the future is good, will be good enough, then we are not happy at the present. And we spend every present moment like this, then we'll always be unhappy. So the satisfaction to the present being is the only way to happiness. Every person needs a lot of happiness to live a happy life or a healthy life. And happiness is something we depreciate every day, every time when we do, when we speak, when we think negatively. When we are stuck in negative emotions, then the energy of happiness is exhausting. So we need to recharge it every day. It is so important for our life. It is so easy to do. It's just to let the heart chakra to take a rest from your wants, from your dissatisfactions to the present moment. Our dissatisfactions are actually torturing the heart chakra. You simply stop doing this, let it take a rest. We need a lot of happiness, at least more than you think. And let this heart chakra relax deeply and soak in such deep peacefulness. And you can keep an attitude of rejoice to it, the attitude of mudita, feeling happy to its happiness. But don't attach to it. So it is the heart chakra feeling happy, not you. You are just being. And after the heart chakra is relaxed enough, then we can put it down, leave it there. And now we can finally let go everything. Let go everything. Everything that we are knowing, just let it be. And relax the want to cling to anything, any object. And the mind will be the mind itself. This mind is boundless in itself. The boundless mind is the Brahma's mind. It's where the Brahma stays. When the mind is boundless, then it is naturally kind and compassionate. It is kind because all those unkind mind are actually a mind refusing something. A mind building up a wall to protect itself. When it is boundless, it doesn't know how to do this action. You will not refuse. It welcomes everything. And this is loving kindness. This is equanimity. All kinds of aversions are actually building up a boundary between yourself and the others. But when you realize that the mind is boundless in itself, then the aversion cannot exist. And this is where the Brahma dwells. The Brahma's mind is always like this. If we have the right view, actually we can gain wisdom from such boundless mind. Because we find that ego is actually a creation of boundaries and maintenance of boundaries. And such action is exhausting. It's a burden to the mind. And this is the dukkha, the suffering. Building up an ego is a suffering. Maintaining an ego is a suffering. The boundless mind, the Brahma Vihara, is very close to this selfless mind. Just one step forward, just understanding with the right view. Okay, now let us transfer merit in the mind. And may this merit worship the Shikujam in our mind. And may this mind be free from sufferings, free from aversions, free from boundaries. And may it grow in the Shikujam until Nibbana. And may all sentient beings share my merit and understanding. May they be free from sufferings. May they grow in the Shikujam. Okay, then slowly move your body and open your eyes. Loving kindness is not something that we need to train ourselves additionally on the top of jhana. Actually, it is the nature of mind, the boundless mind. When we are practicing meditation, cultivating the jhana, and the mind realizes that it is naturally, it is originally formless, boundless. A boundless mind has no aversion because it doesn't refuse. There's no boundary, no wall to refuse. So also called the Brahma Viharas. It's actually the nature of the mind when it is free from the 5 hindrances. And in the scripture of the Buddha, and the cultivation of metta, loving kindness, the 4 Brahma Viharas, the boundless mind, should have the jhana as the foundation. And when we cultivate loving kindness, and it will also lead to the jhana state. And it also lead to the let go of all cravings, and lead to the ultimate liberation. So it is different from the way of understanding in the later scriptures. When we are cultivating the jhana in a correct way, and we will naturally have the state of Brahma Vihara. It's not something so far away. Is the translator here? Okay, so is he translating? Is he still translating? No? Oh, okay. All right, then let it be. For those who are meditating in the right way, then his or her mind will naturally become more kind and more gentle. And if we find that we, after long-term meditation, then our mind becomes tensed or become more aversive, that means our meditation is wrong. Correct meditation is leading to liberation. It's a liberation of mind. Actually, jhana is also called liberation of mind. It's a temporary liberation, a temporary nibbana. So it is impossible to have greed, aversion, and delusion in this state. Otherwise, it should not be called the liberation. And the Brahma Viharas also are called liberation of mind. The mind is free from aversions. Is free from cravings. Free from the boundaries of self. This is the ultimate compassion. It's not something different from the normal jhana practice. So even we meditate with anapanasati, we can also cultivate the Brahma Viharas. And if your mind is peaceful, then you will naturally be kind to other people. And all your aversions, dissatisfactions to the outside world actually comes from your aversion. It's not from the outside. But when there is no aversion in the mind, then you will not refuse the world because there's no boundary. And when you have nothing to protect, nothing to defend, you will not have aversion. And there is only a loving kindness. Okay. Any question? Yeah, there's a question. If anger is easily provoked, how can we adjust it? You used to say the aversion can be easily turned into let go, but I can't fully understand it and use it. Can you please explain more? Okay. Aversion can be changed into equanimity, easier than other Brahma Vihara. The equanimity or upekkha means understanding. It comes from the understanding that we and other people are actually equal in the sense of karma. So we understand everyone is the same when we are under certain conditions. If you are under the conditions of other people, then you are those people. There's nothing different. So everything are just conditional. All our personality are just conditional. It's not something really belong to you only. It is just condition. And when we understand this, then we can it makes us easier to let go. It may not be easy for some people because their loving kindness is not strong enough, or their equanimity is not strong enough. But if we cultivate the equanimity strong, then we find that such let go it would be easy. It's just a switch of perspective. When we are deluded, we will still be angry. But when we are awake and think in such way of Dhamma, then we can let go easily. It comes from wisdom. Okay. Okay.
앞부분을 I want to translate it, but I couldn't catch it. The first part, equanimity. What was the equanimity?
Equanimity.
So would you explain the equanimity more about how we can let?
You can explain it.
What? If we have equanimity, we can let go easily.
Yeah, we can we can convert the anger to equanimity easier. It may not be easy for everyone, but it's easier than transforming into loving kindness.
Yeah, I will translate. 질문은 뭐였냐면요. 그 분노가 올라올 때 어떻게 잘 할 수, 내려놓거나 이렇게 할 수 있을지에 대한 질문이었는데, 앞에 얘기를 해주신 게 우리가 처음에 업과 관련해서는 모두 다 평등하다. 그리고 우리가 모든 조건의 아래에 있는 거지, 나만 특별한 조건에 있다고 생각하지 않고, 그걸 이해하게 된다면 내려놓기가 쉬워진다고 하셨거든요. 그래서 그런 조건에 서면은 그 관점이 잘 변할 수 있기 때문에 그 분노를 전환시켜서 내려놓기 쉬워진다는 얘기인 거고요. 그래서 깨어 있다면 내려놓기 더 쉽다고 얘기를 해주신 거고, 아까 제가 평정심에 대해서 여쭤봤는데, 그래서 평정심이 있으면은 우리가 가지고 있는 분노를 전환시켜서 결국 바꿀 수 있다라고 얘기를 해주신 것 같습니다.
Okay. Actually, equanimity of mind, that means making people, everyone, equal. It also means forgiveness. Translation.
마음의 평정심은 모두 다 평등하게 만든다고 하셨습니다. 그래서 용서에 대한 얘기들을 더 이어서 해주실 것 같아요.
Because when we know that everyone is actually the same, we are conditional to the karma, so there's no one to be blamed. Everything are just conditions. Then we forgive.
네, 그래서 우리는 아까 말씀하신 것처럼 업이라는 조건에서 모두 다 평등하고요. 그렇기 때문에 누구를 비난할 필요도 없고, 그래서 용서할 수 있게 된다고 합니다.
Forgiveness is not only to other people, but also to yourself. For some people, it's easier to forgive other people, but it's difficult to forgive themselves.
네, 용서는 다른 사람에 대한 것만이 아니라 자신에 대한 것도 포함을 하는데요. 어떤 사람들은 다른 사람을 잘 용서하면서 자신은 용서하지 못하는 경우들이 있습니다.
So we also need equanimity to understand ourselves are actually nothing different from the other people.
그래서 우리가 다른 사람과 다르지 않다는 점에서도 평정심을 갖고 있어야 한다고 합니다.
So you can forgive all your past, all the bad side of your personality, because they are just conditional.
그래서 우리는 과거를 용서할 수 있고 우리 자신의 자아의 부정적인 면도 용서할 수 있게 됩니다. 왜냐하면 이것들이 전부 다 조건에 따라서 발생하는 것이기 때문입니다.
The good and the bad are actually the same in the sense of karma.
그 업이라는 점에서는 좋은 것과 나쁜 것이 동일합니다.
And only the detachment from the ego is the way out.
그래서 자아에 집착하지 않는 방식이 이것으로부터 탈출할 수 있는 방법입니다.
It is impossible to cultivate a perfect personality.
그래서 완벽한 그 개성, 성격 이런 것들을 가지고 그러니까 만들어내는 것은 불가능합니다.
Or we can say the perfect actually doesn't exist.
그리고 우리가 생각하는 완벽한 것들은 사실 존재하지도 않습니다.
Even the Buddha, there are some people hate Buddha.
심지어 부처님의 경우에도 어떤 사람들은 부처님을 싫어하기도 했습니다.
Someone even want to kill the Buddha.
그래서 어떤 사람들은 부처님을 살해하려고 하기도 했습니다.
So we are not living to cultivate a perfect personality that everyone will love.
그래서 우리는 모든 사람이 사랑할 수 있는 완벽한 성격을 갖기 위해서 하려는 게 아닙니다.
And you don't need to wait for your personality to be perfect before you can forgive it. You can accept it.
그래서 우리는 완벽한 성격을 우리가 그것을 용서하기 전까지 완벽한 성격을 가지려고 하는 것은 아닙니다.
So this is the contemplation of karma, creating the equanimity.
I didn't catch it. How
This is the way of thinking and leading to equanimity.
이런 방식으로 평정심으로 이어질 수 있다고 합니다.
So do you forgive yourself?
그래서 여러분들은 스스로를 용서하십니까?
Someone said not yet. Yeah, it's very difficult. I don't think that it's easy. We have a lot of dissatisfactions to ourselves.
우리는 우리 자아에 대해서 많은 불만족을 가지고 있습니다.
We hate ourselves, and sometimes more than the others.
우리는 다른 사람이 하는 것보다 자신을 더 미워하기도 합니다.
But our self-defense mechanism try to protect our ego by rationalize, by justifying it in some ways, thinking that because we are so exhausted with such self-hatred, but we will think that it's not our fault. My imperfect comes from my parents, comes from my family, comes from the society, comes from the external world. It's not my fault. This is self-justifying process.
그래서 자기 보호를 해서 우리가 합리화를 하기도 하는데요. 그래서 자기 혐오를 하는 것들이 이제 이것 자체가 또 힘들어지니까 예를 들어 이 불완전한 것에 대해서 이게 부모님이 탓이라든지 가족의 탓이라든지 사회의 탓이다, 나의 탓이 아니다 이렇게 생각을 이렇게 합리화하기도 합니다.
But actually, this is a unskillful way to protect ourselves. Actually, the simplest way to solve the problem is to forgive yourself.
그래서 이런 방식이 잘못된 자기 보호라고 하셨고요. 그래서 가장 간단한 방법은 자기를 용서하는 거라고 합니다.
We don't need to be perfect.
우리는 완벽할 필요가 없습니다.
But we need to be clever.
그러나 우리는 영리해질 필요가 있습니다.
Clever means wise.
영리하다는 것은 지혜가 있다는 것을 의미하는 거고요.
Means not deluded by these concepts.
그래서 이러한 개념에 따라서 망상에 빠지지 않는 것을 의미합니다.
This is a clever person.
그래서 이런 경우에 이제 그러니까 영리한 사람이라고 할 수 있습니다.
Okay, any more questions?
이 질문 있으실까요?
No question? Okay, then let's end here.
질문 없으시면 여기서 마치겠습니다.
Sorry, only one question quota.
Okay. One day maybe this kind of private question or personal question, but one day you can choose, you can answer it or not. My question is, I'm actually always curious about the, how to say, the past, how Ajahn ordained. I mean, how did you, at the beginning when you choose to become a monk, how did you talk with your parents?
Parents, I just told them directly.
Your choice to become. Okay. And they allow?
And of course, they didn't accept. But my mind is, I have made up my mind, so they know that they cannot stop me. So when time passes, and they become used to that, and to a certain extent.
Okay. So when at the beginning when they cannot accept it, did they like forbid you from going to Thailand, or they did they do something crazy thing to stop you from go to Thailand to become a monk?
No, fortunately,
Oh.
no.
What?
Luckily, no.
Okay, that's very good. Bande has made a lot of good karma for ordaining as a monk.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
this okay. Good night.
Respect.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
감사합니다.